Two drinks, 2 Diet Cokes. It's a pleasure to be with you, and it's a pleasure to be a convener of Congreso. I have met so many amazing people, not only through Congreso Latino, but in the work that I've been able to do with the other conveners, with NALAC and Southwest, and LULAC, and MAPA, and NHEC, and LACLA, and all of you who are endorsers. I have to say that I get to do a lot of work around the country, but particularly in Washington, D.C., on policy, and we have some of the greatest minds represented in Congreso Latino and some of the best strategists. So I just want to recognize Antonio for the way he thinks and the things he does and the way he drives the rest of us. Thank you. So that took up 1 minute. Let me tell you what the next minute I'm going to take up. I want all of you to realize that they've all talked about all of the pressing issues on the Latino community. The other pressing issue we have is, ¿qué vale tener tantas personas en este país if we're losing our institutions? We need to guard against and protect Latino institutions. And when I'm saying institutions, I'm talking about our nonprofits, our civic associations, and our religious institutions. As we gain in numbers, we have a saying, not only in New York, but around the country. You learn the rules, they change the game. You learn the game, they change the rules. Now that our community is getting so large, second largest group. Notice I didn't say minority group, we're just a group. A powerful, important group in this country. The economy's bad, there's no resources, grants are being cut, and services are being cut when our community needs them the most. That's a huge charge for us, my friends. That we make sure that we protect these institutions, because these institutions took decades to build. And without them, we will not have the structures to push the influence and the power that we need to push and have. So remember, the theme of the conference is about fighting back. The other thing I want to say to you is, I love these things, these conferences, but I really don't love them so much. Because we sit here and we talk, and we know what we need to do, and we understand the issues, and we have all of these amazing opinions, and then I go home and I start doing advocacy, and I feel lonely. There are degrees of caring. So I'm going to tell you about the 2 degrees of caring. The one that I practice, and that many of these people in this room, and clearly all of you practice, because you're here with us for this weekend. But you've got to get more people practicing this degree of caring. Cuando la gente pone la televisión, when people turn on the television and go, oh my God, eso está terrible, ay qué malo, I should do something about that. And then they go to bed and they go to sleep and they forget. And then there's a degree of caring that brought all of you on a plane to the great state of Texas, my LULACers and my LACLA friends. But I need to tell you, I've been to Austin many times. It ain't the easiest city to get to. Even with the wonderful routes that Southwest creates. But you're here, you're giving up a weekend. And there are those of us who wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes because Margaret Moran says we need to be in DC talking about comprehensive immigration reform. Or she's got crazy people that work with her and they decide that they want to call conference calls at 10:30 at night to talk about how we mobilize and make our voices heard. So I'm going to challenge all of you, not only after today, but going forward into the next months, knowing what the issues are and what the needs are in our community, that you practice a different level of caring. And that be the caring that you show up, that you write the letters, that you make the calls, that you talk to your families and your friends and all of the people that you know, and you make them understand why these issues are pressing, why they're important, how they're affecting our community, and how if we don't say presente now, I love the word, by the way, ganas, and if we don't show the ganas now, forget it. we're lost. And I wish that people would do what Hector said, that they would stand up and they would actually boycott all the things that the Latinos represent, all the things we built, because you know what? I have a cave in an island somewhere very far, Hector, where all those folks can go and live. Because the other thing is, I refuse for people to pigeonhole us and have our community come from a place where we are seen as being challenged, as being less than. We are not less than, we are more than. We have always been here. I had the wonderful pleasure, 2 weeks ago I did a panel discussion or presentation on the Latino impact in the United States for the Jewish community. And I went through all the numbers and I said, I'm so sorry, yes, it's true, we don't have that history of going back thousands of years, but let me tell you about our history in the United States and how long we've been here. And yesterday I sat in a meeting, and this is the jump, with a young man who said, yes, because when we used to have colonies, and I looked at him and I said, have you ever heard about the island of Puerto Rico? I said, we've been a colony of the United States for the last 150 years. So I just want people to know, I'm not crying about that. I'm just saying, don't tell me that I don't belong, because when I look, I got here before your Irish, Italian, Dutch, Polish ancestors. And don't even get me started on the incredible influence and power and importance of the Mexican community, the Mexican-American community in this country, because then we could be here for days. So on that note, just remember, take this, whatever you learn here, whatever it builds in here, it's not just here, my friends. You've got to carry it in your head, and you've got to carry it in your heart. And every day I'm Latina, and I wouldn't be anything, choose to be anything but that. I'm proud of who I am. Thank you.